are continuing to be successful. And this is one example of a graduate of last year's program who we invited back to hear how things have been going since they got all the recognition they got from last year's event. So Pamela, tell us all about what's happened in the past year.
Great, thanks, Jeff. My name is Pamela Roussos, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at AppFirst. It's a pleasure to be here today and an honor to be the only woman presenting. So AppFirst delivers a problem resolution service to DevOps and application architects, enabling them to get to root cause on every incident. As Jeff mentioned, we launched a year ago here at Under the Radar. We won both the Judges and Audience Choice Awards, and since then we've run a number of other accolades. According to an Aberdeen study, 68% of the time IT finds out about issues from their end customers. And this study spanned mid-market to the enterprise, and we know that in the mid-market, that percentage is even higher. When I'm on the phone with customers and prospects, inevitably they'll tell me that they want to be proactive. They want to be ahead of that phone call, and if there is an issue, they want to be able to solve it quickly. But the mid-market, they're very challenged in doing that because they lack the breadth and depth of data. In the enterprise, they've got volumes and volumes of data. They can afford the products that generate that data, and then they can also throw bodies at instrumenting and customizing code. British Telecom, for instance, has 4,000 application engineers. These aren't the developers. These people have responsibility for customizing and instrumenting code. The mid-market can't afford that, and without AppFirst, they're struggling. AppFirst provides what we call complete data. We build that on the foundation of our Miss Nothing data and then collect other data sources such as open source plugins. Nagios was mentioned, I think, in the earlier presentation. And so we collect all that. Now, when we say that it's Miss Nothing data, we mean just that. It's Miss Nothing. We live within the process of every process that's running on a server, on every server that makes up your application. And so as your application is executing in production, we're collecting all of that information. We're a SaaS-based solution, so we serve that information back to our back end, so you can view that data through a browser, and then we can alert you on issues. We are agnostic to the language that your applications are built in. We're agnostic to the components. It doesn't matter to us if you've got an Oracle database or a MySQL database. And we're agnostic if you're running on physical, virtual, or cloud-based servers. And today, we announced the ability to correlate that data, correlate the AppFirst Miss Nothing data with these other data sources so that you have one place to go to get all this information, not use multiple products, that you have a contextual view of what's happening so you're not guessing. And then the fact that we've got all these data sources, it greatly reduces the ability to maybe miss something that you absolutely need for problem resolution. So let's take an example of that. I got an AppFirst alert from my Nagios Apache plugin, and I can see that there's something wrong here. I got a 500 file error. And if I were just looking at this, I would not have any ability to figure out what the issue was. But AppFirst also sent me a high memory alert, and so when I layer on top of that the memory utilization, I can see that actually memory did spike. And in fact, it peaked out at 3.9 gig, and if I look at that server, in fact, that's all the memory that server has on it. And I can drill down into more details and see that there's lots and lots and lots of Apache processes running on the server. So now I know that I didn't limit the number of connections that that server can handle based on the amount of memory each request takes. We have hundreds and hundreds of customers and partners ranging from small organizations to large. And therefore, we have several offerings that we provide to them. We have AppFirst Basic, which is free server monitoring and alerting. For DevOps and application architects, they work with our professional version, which gives them a view to their applications and the ability to get to problem resolution. And then for our large customers, we have our unlimited package, which we customize to fit within their processes and tools that they have already. We've accomplished a ton. So we were founded in April of 2009. As Jeff mentioned, we launched here at Under the Radar a year ago with production product, with paying customers. And since then, a year now, I'm standing here in front of you a year later, we have over 30 million processes that we've monitor, over thousands of applications, and over 5,000 servers. But more importantly, our users have spent over 20,000 hours within our product, meaning that they're deriving value from it. The leadership team at AppFirst is very experienced. We've got a number of successes under our belt, and we've all worked together before. So undoubtedly, many of you in the audience today are running without visibility into your production applications, and that's not necessary. From sign up to seeing your own application data takes minutes. We have a 14-day free trial, which you can get started with today. And if you're an SIIA member, vote for AppFirst for the Systems Management category for the Cody Awards. If you have any questions, I'm around. Would love to answer them. Thanks very much.
Any questions for our guest?
Well, yeah, just a general question, not a challenge type question at all, but you've been doing this for a couple of years, and the app performance management space is getting a ton of attention, and there's a lot going on. What are you guys finding competitively? Like, what elements of the story are resonating with your audience to give you an ability to kind of stand out from a lot of the noise?
Yeah, so I mean, the reality is that everyone thinks that this problem has been solved, and the fact is there's still a lot of people